Hello everybody. So as you can tell, this is not the regular voice you're used to hearing. That's because I'm one of Ray's editors, just, covering for her while she's on vacation. So I hope you guys are ready for this one because it's gonna get pretty dark pretty quickly. So today I'm gonna give you guys a brief history of Chris Chan, one of the most documented people on the internet. But before I get into it, don't forget to like and hit that bell for more hot tea. Also, here's your huge trigger warning for everyone, not even just sensitive people, just everybody, because we're going to be talking about a lot of serious essay stuff and it just gets a little bit crazy. So if you're not ready for that or other intense topics like that, then feel free to click off this video. Now let's jump into it. Chris Chan is an internet personality who got famous on 4chan for being the creator of Sonichu. And Sonichu is literally what it sounds like. It's a mix between Pikachu and Sonic that she mixed together herself originally. Soon after that, she started making YouTube videos, kind of documenting her life. She would do rant videos and all that kind of stuff. She started getting a lot of trolls, just making fun of her and arguing with her and just a lot of crappy stuff. However, Chris wouldn't just let them do that to her. She would start trying to troll and argue back with the haters, which got her in a lot of trouble. She started making videos, posts, comics about the trolls, which would only invite more trolls to come and bully her. Okay, so this is a good time to mention that Chris has autism and therefore has a lot of trouble with her behavior in public and social relationships in general. So you can see how this is all a recipe for disaster because the trolls just continue to ruthlessly bully some poor person lacking social skills and boundaries. She was an easily influenced person who didn't really have a tight grasp on reality to begin with, and they would really play with that. They would pretend to be girls because they knew that Chris at the time was on what she called a love quest to find girlfriends. By pretending to be girls, they would get very compromising information from her, detailed records of her life. This website I use as one of my sources for this videos called Sonichu.com is basically the Chris Chan Wikipedia. It's so crazy because I thought Amber Lynn's fans were obsessed, but these guys have taken it to a whole other level. If you hate someone, especially that much, how do you find this much time to not only consume her content, but to maintain an extensive and painfully specific history of her life? They're writing all this down and keeping it as receipts for later. I don't know. The things they did to her is disgusting. They would get her to send explicit content of herself to them and they would spread it all over the internet. They would convince her that her imaginary friends were real or feed into her delusions to the point that Chris couldn't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Even though Chris obviously didn't deserve all this hate, we need to keep in mind that Chris herself has been problematic in the past. But obviously, she didn't deserve this. She's said a lot of anti-Semitic things in the past and also has been extremely homophobic. She said a lot of crazy stuff that I'm not going to repeat here, but the fact that she repeatedly referred to gay guys as homos should tell you everything. On the other hand, she loved lesbians, in a gross way though. Chris finally apologized for her homophobia in 2015, which is also around the time she came out as a trans woman, or what she started calling a tomgirl. Okay, basically this is where it all starts going down gradually. Chris's dad died in 2011, and she and her mother were left alone together. Chris became super depressed and less responsive to the trolls. Her mom's health was deteriorating and she was becoming a hoarder, which is definitely an indication of poor mental health. That same year, Chris and her mom literally tried to run over Michael Snyder, the manager of a store she was recently banned from. They tried to, I'm sorry for laughing, but they tried to run him over for banning him from a gaming store. So, as you can see, they were having a hard time dealing with the grief of losing the dad of the family. They also started to accumulate a lot of debt, and, that wasn't good. Okay, now here's where everything gets even worse, though. a horrible, disgusting, desperate girl on the internet named Isabella Loretta Janke, yeah, I'm saying her full name, recently revealed a very disturbing recording of Chris confessing to very illegal things. But before I tell you what that is, I need you guys to also know that Isabella is like a psychopath, and she's had a lot of bad things in her history on the internet. So bad, in fact, that I can't even name them here. But just know they are horrible and she doesn't deserve happiness. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, she's a pathological liar. So some of the screenshots I will show you from her chat with her group of insane friends may be lies. So take them with a grain of salt, I guess. So I found the archives of her chat with her friends, and I combed through them so you don't have to. Basically, this little gremlin of a girl infiltrated Chris's inner circle of friends and got super close to her to the point that she'd tell her her deepest secrets. She told her friends the reason why she trusts her the most is because she's extremely nice to him. And then she says that's how she was able to hack into his bank account and steal his money for free trips. But that may be a lie also, we don't know. But here's the point. One day, Chris and her had a phone call, during which Chris admitted to, well, sleeping with his 79-year-old mom who suffers from dementia. Like, sleeping with her. This is what crusty Isabella had to tell her group of friends about this. She said, you should hear her talk about what stuff they do. She was wearing lingerie as clothes. She said that the mom, Barbara, made the first move, and she was always excited for 6 days. She also said that Chris said to her that she's glad she doesn't have to worry about pregnancy. She says that during the phone call, Chris admitted to using nipple clips on both of them, lingerie on both of them, 3-hour-long massages, candle wax, and they have sex every 3 days on the dot. Chris's relationship with her mom has always been a point of speculation between her fans for a little while now, but it was so shocking to actually hear it be confirmed because, you know, Isabella actually recorded this phone call and released it to the public. You can listen to it on YouTube. Here are some highlights from the call. Well, I wouldn't call them highlights.
I encouraged her positively, let her make the first move. She wanted to do it.
Oh, she did? Really? She made the first move?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow, Barbara. And how did she respond when you approached her? What'd she say?
I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was I think she was partially confused at one point, but then she came around obviously with the right.
When did you start having feelings for Barbara?
Obviously for for a long time. I mean, I remember even mentioning some time ago in one of the videos that I had dreams where I had sex with her, obviously. And
does your mother enjoy it?
Yeah, she's having a good time. Literally.
She is? She's having a good time? How did this happen? How did this come about?
Well, one which just mainly I was really, really horny and I need the true and honest relationship to come about. So obviously this was one of the best ways to do it, despite it being with the... And I don't want to believe in labels at all, but I mean, obviously...
After this was leaked all over the internet, Chris was actually arrested, and I believe at the time I saw something about the mom being at a senior care center or something, but don't quote me on that one, I'm not sure. A lot of the articles that you can find right now on Chris doesn't really say what happened to her mom. As I said, she was suffering with dementia, and I've seen a lot of comments from people who have grandparents who suffer with dementia, and they do mention that sometimes they do behave inappropriately or like children because they don't know any better. So they may be sexual or they may try to make passes at you or something, maybe, but it's obviously on the person who is in their right mind to decline those passes and realize that, yes, this person's health is deteriorating, so their brain is not right. They don't know what they're doing. But since Chris had such a loose grasp on reality. Chris was able to completely ignore the fact that her mom is actually sick and needs help, and her mom is not a viable sexual partner for her. She lacks the capacity to even comprehend this, I think, at this point. I don't think Chris really knows, because we know that Chris is bad with boundaries and social stuff, so obviously this was a recipe for disaster, but also the blame is all on Chris. There's no excuse for this. There's no excuse. Maybe his autism is an explanation as to why this actually happened and it continued to happen, but Jesus. Anyways, guys, sorry for ruining your day. That is basically all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching another video. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you will know every time there is some new tea. Also, make sure to go follow us on Twitter at HotTYT. That's basically where I got the idea to do a video on Chris Chan. I did a poll and you guys answered, so here it is. Please go follow us and let us know what you want to see. Send us tea, send us receipts, whatever. Again, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day.